Hello Cancer, welcome to your reading for the 28th of March until the 6th of April 2026, and it's going to be general, so please take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Let's welcome in the Archangels, Ascended Masters, Light Beings, Spirit Guides, our higher selves, and any animal, ancestral or dragon guides you may feel resonant with. Okay, Cancer, let's see what's going to... The Fool is going to flip here for you. Okay, and lots of other things as well. I think we're just going to start that again and just grab some off the top here. One more quick shuffle and then we'll just grab some off the top here. So you have recently decided to believe in yourself, Cancer. Be your own best friend. And I think you are creating a, recently you've been working on a legacy that you've been creating here, Ten of Pentacles. And I think there's been a certain amount of freedom and satisfaction that's been, also felt by you. And, it's almost like here you're saying, well, at last this thing is happening. I've got it off the ground, which is awesome. Let's have a look at something you're feeling into at the moment. Four of Cups. So there could be a bit of boredom or something that's emotionally heavy vibe. You also got the Queen of Swords and Seven of Wands and Seven of Cups. So one of these, the underlying theme here is that this is a time of change for you. 2 sevens. Okay. So you're transitioning here, Cancer. 7 of Wands, you're going through a process of deciding when and where you're putting up boundaries, perhaps with yourself or with other people or with situations. You're also kind of going through this choice-making process where you are making choices that are in your best interest, making choices that are in alignment for you, and perhaps making choices that help you to activate your creativity, your intuition, your spirituality. And I think there's, you're going through a lot of self-reflection at the moment with regard to this idea of like what parts of you you're going to be activating and being out in the world, and what's best going to help you to do that. Okay. There's a lot of different things you're looking at and juggling at the moment. Essentially around, I think your skills and talents and how you're going to be using them in the world, essentially. But I think you've started to do that. But Spirit's almost saying that, okay, you might be doing something here recently that you've started, but there's more to it. Okay, so there's going to be an ongoing process of you activating other talents and gifts and abilities, or making choices, or possibly dealing with distractions and, having to create boundaries so that you can get this thing done. And there might be boundaries with regard to yourself or boundaries with your ego or something like that. 4 of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, and this could be a tendency, like, I think you are doing your utmost and doing a good job of it, most likely, Cancer, of aligning with your inner compassion for self. Okay, but making decisions that are in alignment for you with your heart space and with your heart, really, making heart-aligned decisions. And there's this 4 of Cups energy here, which is, it could be a part of your ego that is, I guess, something that you're needing to deal with, or it could be an energy around you that is dragging you down, or maybe at times you feel bored or disappointed. Okay. And once again, this is possibly, you know, the Four of Cups energy is possibly a distraction, or it's possibly one of these of the 7 that you are going through and sorting out what to do with or how to navigate it. Okay. But generally, you're aligning with your heart to make decisions moving forward. And the interesting thing is that the general actual direction moving forward is beautiful. Positive, light-filled, source-connected, spiritual, creative, Ace of Wands, and the Sun. Like, wow. Okay. Cancer. So you're moving into high frequency, and I think you followed your intuition in making this choice here, you know, a little while back, maybe, you know, a few months or a few weeks back, and you're kind of really on a roll with it. And it's like you are aiming to be in it for the long haul. So this is, I guess, a task of perseverance and of dedication to self and of continual realigning with self and with your heart. Okay, Queen of Swords here. Making decisions in alignment with your heart and your wish and your emotional fulfillment. Okay. Yeah, Sun, confidence, general direction. You're only going to be getting more confident. You're only going to be getting more insights, and there are going to be some, you know, new beginnings and fulfilling of spiritual and creative potential here, Cancer, okay? Which is really awesome. Let's look at some possible outcomes and challenges for you. King of Swords. We've just had the Queen. So we now have the King. And, you know, that could be a potential for paralysis by analysis, or maybe overthinking. But, you know, then we have the Four of Swords, so the meditative. But I have a feeling this is to do with intellectual mastery now, because these two together are like in the realm of the mind and consciousness, Cancer. The outcome is that you're probably going to be coming out on top. You're going to be able to acquire a really nice balance of, you know, intellectual prowess and this ability to analyze things, as well as a real nice calming and stilling of the mind when you need to pull back and just be calm and relaxed. This is looking like intellectual and mental mastery, okay? Mastery of the mind, mindfulness. However, we have the Ten of Swords, which is, you know, this could be a challenge. And maybe there's potential there for you, given that perhaps you're doing something quite intellectually creative or intellectually spiritual here, Cancer. Maybe there's potential for overthinking, for stress, okay? And if you are using technology, you know, sometimes that can be a source of frustration or burnout or overdoing it, okay? You also got the Five of Wands. So these cards are in the area of your challenge, and interestingly enough, they are by default challenge cards, symbols of challenge, okay? Five of Wands, this is challenge, people challenging you, but it can also be you challenging yourself. Can talk about conflict. So maybe things are going to be conflicting, you know, and this could also be that those two elements coming together where, you know, if you're activating that fire element, you passionately want to get things moving and you want to, you know, you're meeting the challenges, you're moving through it. And before you know it, you've hit, you know, like Ten of Swords, like, oh, frick, I've overdone that in the mind, okay? So, you know, maybe this is going to be a challenge for you to navigate it. And we're going to get some spirit guidance. But you have this ability to be masterful with your thought processes and your mind, mental activity, because you can meditate as well, Cancer. Spirit, we need some guidance for Cancer as to, there we go. Okay, King of Swords, The High Priestess, Page of Cups. And yeah, this is the joining point here. Your High Priestess is your intuition and your wisdom. That is the thing, the mental, intellectual thing that's going to, or the inner knowing, I should say, the inner wisdom, part of your consciousness that's going to help you to, understand the difference between this King of Swords, masterful mental energy, and this Ten of Swords. Because the King of Swords can move into the 10, okay? And you have that potential, Cancer, but it's like this is going to be a challenge for you to maintain this level of mental activity, stress, and, anxiety. We don't really want to have that ongoing, right? So this is your inner wisdom. And as soon as you have to, I guess it's a matter of you intuiting the signals. Here we have the King of Swords again here. It's like intuiting the signals. If you're doing your King of Swords here, you're using your mental, spiritual, creative capacities here, Cancer. Which I think you've hit on recently, and it is giving you lots of confidence, and it's enabling you to do something spiritual in your life. Then it's about knowing the signs and the signals for yourself as to when it's going to tip into like overdoing it with your thinking, okay, or overdoing it with technology, overdoing it with AI potentially, okay, overdoing it when you start getting pushed into, stress, anxiety, and, sleeplessness and all that type of thing, which I know is a Nine of Swords energy, but we're talking the 10, so that's, and I mean, maybe there's something here along the lines of also that maybe you're going to have a challenge in letting go of something. And maybe it just means challenge in stopping, because I feel like when you need to, because I feel like you're going to be so passionate and so driven and so inspired to do this stuff, this thing, whatever it is, Cancer, that you're going to have issues resting, But here we have the Page of Cups. So this is about, doing that self-love, doing something childlike, fun, creative, intuitive as well, or spiritual. And this is a page energy to kind of match or to complement the King of Swords, because I feel like you're really going to be Spirit saying to you, Cancer, that yes, there's something about your consciousness, or even your higher consciousness as well, of course, that you are expanding into, that you are activating, but you also need to realize that this means that your intuition is expanding, as well as your ability to self-appreciate, self-love, self-care, and to make sure to do all that stuff, Queen of Cups. Yeah, that's really nice. This is like paying attention to how you're feeling. So this is probably going to help you also to give clues to your inner high priestess, because sometimes our emotions are the indicators. So if you're activating your King of Swords here and you're feeling quite intellectual and you're doing your thing, and then before you know it, your feelings start to sort of take a dive, they start to take a dip, or you start to go into this Four of Cups, like despondency, like, I'm never going to get this done, and, like disappointment or things like that, or being down generally. Queen of Cups is saying, yeah, that's potential for pushing yourself into, inner conflict and overthinking. So it's really a matter of coming back to your Four of Swords here, stilling the mind, and also really just going back into, maybe going out into the sunlight with your sun here, doing something that's inspirational, that's going to lift your mood. Okay. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. So that's Queen of Cups. Right, let's have a look. I was just refreshing my brain back to another reading, because Queen of Swords has made a big appearance today. So there's something about all of us, or many of us, making decisions in alignment with our heart. Okay. Two of Cups. Also been pretty frequent today. This energy of, for you, Cancer, to once again appreciate self, and to understand that you are activating another part of yourself, and so to treat that with love and care, okay, and to nurture yourself. I feel like your higher consciousness is really expanding out now at this point. 4 of Wands, yeah. Time for celebration, activating the fire, but also a call to lighten the mood. So if this is going to be a challenge, your mental activity is going to be extreme at times. Just remember to go out and have some fun if that's getting too much, because you're going to be using your intuition to become aware of your frequency shifts. And it's okay to not do something for a period of time so that you can allow it to decompress, go through the system, and then come back at it with a fresh, a fresh burst of energy, I guess. Because all of us are going to have different time schedules, different ways that we're going to be moving forward with our new way of being, our new 5D selves. 9 of Pentacles, a really gorgeous card for you, Cancer, at this point, because this is a beautiful combo, balanced of focus, of having purpose, but having a grounded, comfortable life as well. So a nice balance of mental focus and groundedness. Okay, and I feel like this is going to be really important for you because I'm glad we have some earth there come in. Because like we've said, there's a lot of mind stuff going on here, and this energy is potentially quite ungrounding. So you're going to be needing to do some grounding for yourself. And I also really love this image here. Okay, this is outdoors. You also had the start of your reading, you know, where you're taking that leap. You're doing the thing that you love at the moment. And I think you can feel and know that it's going to lead to abundance. But this is almost a reading for you, Cancer, on remembering to put the brakes on when you need to, and to, celebrate, you know, do something fun. Okay. This is really a really great image to use for visualization. Okay, so the birds representing like the higher consciousness and focus, you know, the plants and the garden there kind of representing that earth and groundedness. So keep grounded, Cancer, okay? That's going to be really helpful for you moving forward. So I hope that's been helpful. I think we'll wrap it up there. And yeah, have a great day and a great week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.